Welcome back everyone, and thanks for joining us today. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas and a great holiday with your friends and family. Our family had a great time. Kids got their gifts and all is well. So we are back now and back to work and back to making holsters and videos. So today we're going to go over the new Beretta APX A1. The original APX did not go over so well in the US market, so we're going to go over this new A1 version and see what has changed. A couple things before we get started. If you have not liked and subscribed to our channel, click the like and subscribe button below. We would greatly appreciate it. Lastly, if you're in the market for a holster, we are always here to get you taken care of. You can check out all of our holsters for this Beretta APX A1 and hundreds of other firearms at our website, muddyrivertactical.com. Alright guys, let's just start with the Beretta name. Whether you're looking at this APX or any of the other firearms in Beretta's lineup, you're getting a firearm from the oldest firearms company in the world. Beretta was started way back in 1526, making it almost 500-year-old company at this point. That should tell you a lot about the products and what they put into these guns and the reliability of them. With this firearm, you're definitely getting backed by the biggest, not necessarily biggest, but the oldest firearms company there is in existence at this point. The main reason I believe the original APX didn't fare so well in the US market is because of the slide serrations it had. They're kind of unorthodox looking and they didn't function super well. It just gave the gun a weird look and people just didn't gravitate to them too well, including myself. The new A1 version has totally solved those issues and relaunched the APX in a form that I believe it should have been presented and launched to begin with. The slide is a totally new look now and has brand new slide serrations, which are very functional and I think look very good as well. The new facelift they did on this firearm is really good in my opinion. It just completed the package. The original APX was super reliable and functioned well, just like this firearm performs, but it was the butter face of APXs, if you will. So the slide on this, like I said, the slide is totally new. Has a great finish on it that I believe will be super durable. They say the finish is both chemical and corrosion resistant, so it should stand up to constant concealed carry use. That shouldn't be a problem at all. The APX A1 is a striker fired handgun and has a 17+1 round capacity. It does come with two 17 round magazines in the box. The dry weight empty of this gun is roughly 29 ounces. In the box it also comes with a couple different grip panels. Although I didn't change them, I liked the feel of the one that was already on it, so I just didn't see any need to change it for my personal preference. The APX A1 comes with blacked out rear sights and a tritium white front dot sight, giving you a little bit of night capability. It also comes optic ready. This actual version we got with the Burris fast fire already mounted to it. It came as a package deal. I am personally not a fan of the Burris optic as much and really would prefer the Holosun optic on it like I put on a lot of my other firearms, but for the package price we couldn't pass it up when we were looking to get our hands on this gun to do the testing and video on it. These APXs are running roughly $475 in most places for the gun by itself without the optic on it. And we got this package with the Burris optic on it for $550 here locally in the Midwest. So it was just a pretty good deal. And the Burris does work. It's just, I'm so used to Holosuns, it's not my favorite. The ergonomics of this firearm are very good and I really enjoyed shooting it. The trigger has an undercut that feels really good and nice in your hand and also allows for a good high grip, which just makes it feel good as well. This extended beaver tail, I really like it. It kind of plays into what we just talked about with the high grip and how you can grip that firearm high. It really makes recoil of the firearm extremely controllable and this gun was really a pleasure to shoot. It has ambi slide release on each side, which is a nice feature. However, I'm not sure if it's just this APX we got, or if it's all of them, or what's really going on, but the slide release for a right-handed shooter is super easy to work. However, the left-hand side, it takes a lot more force to work, so I'm not sure what's really behind that, but me being a left-handed shooter, I noticed that right from the get-go, so I just wanted to throw that out there. We have roughly 250 rounds through this APX A1, and it's still really hard to manipulate. So maybe it will get better as far as the slide release for left-handed shooters, but I just don't have enough rounds through it to tell you for sure it hasn't got better at this point. It also has a 3-slot Picatinny rail on it, so you can put a wide variety of lights or lasers of your choice if you so chose to put one on there. The trigger on this firearm has a safety lever on it, kind of like the Glocks and different things. But however, once that's depressed, it is a flat face trigger. The trigger has very little take up, and then it hits a pretty decent wall, but the brake on it's just not the greatest, to be honest with you. It works, but it's definitely not great. Not terrible, but not good either. The reset is quick and good, and then back to the wall, but then you still got the kind of hard brake there. So I mean, for the price range of the gun, I mean it's up in that price range of, you know, $500. Well, there's a lot of good guns on the market in that price range. I kind of expected the trigger to be a little bit better, so that's one of the few gripes I have about this gun. Reliability of this APX A1 has been excellent. It has ran flawlessly in the rounds we have put through it, and I expect that to continue for the long run of this firearm. With the Beretta name behind it, you know, they put out a quality product, and it definitely shows in the reliability. The Brazilian government actually did testing with this firearm and required it to shoot 10,000 rounds without being cleaned, which is kind of crazy in my opinion, if you ask me, but I get what they're getting at. They wanted to see how reliable it was without, you know, messing with it a lot. It passed all those tests with flying colors, so it just goes to show you really how well Beretta puts these guns together and how reliable they really are. Let's do a quick teardown of this firearm just to show you how it comes apart. So on the right side of the gun, you got this button right there. You have to fully push that, which is a little hard, but fully push that in, which then you can rotate the lever down, and then the slide comes right off. So it's super easy to take apart and put back together. The one thing I noticed first when I took it apart is the slide rails on this frame are longer than normal, which I think goes in with some of the smooth and shootability of this gun. It's just the recoil's very manageable, so I guarantee you that plays into it somehow. As far as frames and stuff on this gun goes, there is a fire control module, kind of like the SIG setup. So this fire control module can come out of here, and that is the gun itself. So you can buy other APX frames and switch it to different frames to make different guns out of that one unit there. So if you're in a state that has, you know, tougher gun laws and it's harder to get your hands on guns, that's definitely a nice feature, because you could go from a full-size grip module to a, you know, the Centurion or the Compact or something, and kind of have two guns in one per se. To put the slide back on, you just put it on the guide rails there and just rack the slide, and it's good to go. It automatically puts the slide lever back into operational there, but just definitely always check that as well. Never take that for granted. I'd still check it. And also when you put it back together, just function test it, make sure it's all good to go. Overall, this firearm has really impressed me, and I am super glad to see that Beretta relaunched this APX A1 with the updates and upgrades that made the original APX not so great. The A1 has definitely stepped up and fixed everything and relaunched into what the APX should have been to begin with. If you're in the market for a full-size handgun, I would definitely recommend you taking a look at this APX A1 into your considerations for your next firearm. It is a solid firearm and backed by the oldest firearm company in the world, so you really can't go wrong with that. Thank you guys for joining us today. We truly appreciate you all. Until next time, keep practicing and always be prepared.